What is going down, everyone? It's time for another 15-year anniversary hype bracket episode. And if you guys have been following along, you can go back to the prior 3 episodes where we had the best shiny product of all time. We had the best high-end product of all time, the best base product of all time. Well, this show is the best of the rest, and we can discuss the honorable mentions. And this will all lead up to the greatest product in Mojobreak history, our favorites. So obviously put your comments below on what product you like and some of your thoughts of what we're talking about. So in this category, we have some of my favorites. It's going to be hard to decide here, but we have Contenders. We have Bowman. We have Transcendent. And, of course, just because we've got the cup, we got to represent at least a couple Upper Deck products within this whole bracket.
Got to throw in some hockey. And you know what? I'll shout out the cup. Cup is one that's always really fun. Always, it's a blast to do it. It's
when it comes out.
High end, it's when it comes out.
I mean,
when it's out.
17 years behind now,
Sure.
but
Again,
when it does come out, it's very exciting.
We're chasing Steve Yzerman RPAs.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing this year. That's how far
I think we're
behind
still
we
on
are.
Connor McDavid rookie year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it is a great looking product. It's the one thing that Upper Deck will always lean on is design-wise. When they do this type of product, the high-end stuff, few do it better. I think they are some of the best looking cards in the entire space, in the entire hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's just start with, man, this is going to be a tough decision as Bowman versus Contenders. And, I mean, look at the brands. You've got one of the most iconic cards of all time, Tom Brady, 2000 Contenders. One of the highest-selling cards of all time, obviously the highest-selling football card of all time. Back in 2000, I mean, he was a 6th-round draft pick and didn't have a lot of autos, so Contenders wound up being the staple. You just have the base version, and then you have the number to 100 version. The number to 100 version, 6-figure card, 7-figure card sometimes. Insane value on that, as the man's won 7 Super Bowls. And then you have Bowman. You have a Mike Trout that's sold for $4.5 million, which I think has sold for more than any other football card, including the Brady. So, and then you have, within Bowman, you have Bowman Draft, you have Bowman Chrome, you have Bowman Sapphire, if you want to say it. You could say Bowman Sterling. So there's a lot of branches of Bowman. And how I got my start in the hobby was chasing a prospect when I got back in 2009. It was buying these products to chase these prospects because there's nothing like getting a card of a prospect and waiting 3 to 4 years to see if he gets called up in the majors. And that was the guy that you believed in. With other sports, you already know right away. It's like, oh, this guy's, not going to pan out. So it's a tough decision. I'm not going to make my pick quite yet. I'm gonna go to you guys, and I'll have a little bit more to say about these two, but it's a tough one.
Yeah, Bowman is kind of the staple when it comes to prospecting, without a doubt.
Look at your shirt, dude.
Oh yeah, look. I mean,
no favoritism, right?
Contenders now.
I can't. I mean, how do I not go Bowman?
What do we go from here?
But let me tell you how I don't go Bowman. Is that Contenders, and it's kind of lost a little bit of its popularity, at least for football, in the last couple years, where people have been not really hyper-focused on autographs as much as focused on non-autograph, shiny, parallels, SPs, all that stuff. But, I mean, there was a time that if you wanted a rookie autograph, there was only one football set that you would want. It would be Contenders. And then they had, I can't remember what year that they released the cracked ice. It had to be early on. It had to be 2010, 2012, something like that.
Yeah, at least 2013.
I mean, now they've had a bunch of variations of it, because they used to only have cracked ice, or they had the playoff ticket, they have the championship ticket. Now I feel like they have a ton of variations.
Well, how they did it, I remember in 2011, you would have to find out, it would be AJ Green. I mean, AJ Green's from 2011. He's, since been retired. Julio Jones, Andy Dalton that year, Von Miller. They would have one of the photos would be without the wristband, and it'd be it wouldn't be numbered, but you'd find out later that there's only 60 copies of that one, or I remember there was one year it was like one of the Cowboys offensive linemen that like just there was just 30 of them in general, like just 30 copies of this guy. So he sold, but it wasn't numbered on the card. So back in the day, you would have to like wait for somebody to report like what the SPs were. And now they just number all those. So it's like it's kind of lost some of that luster, which was fun to like. Oh, I have only seen one of these Andy Daltons, so this one must be the SB, and then they would come out with it like a week later.
Yeah, or you see like I want to say the Josh Allen has one where it's like one's like looking left and one's looking right.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
one's holding a ball, one's not holding the ball.
Right.
I mean, there was guys like Jared Hayne. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His Contenders went for a lot of money because
and he had the no autograph one.
Yeah, he had the no autograph. So yeah, I completely forgot about the like the short print players that they would always pepper in there, where you'd be like, "Is this a short print guy?" And it didn't matter who it was. Didn't matter if it was an undrafted free agent. Didn't matter if it was short printed. You were going to get a premium for it. I think they should kind of try to focus and go back to that. But
I mean, one of the things on the topic of Contenders that's just bringing back all these memories. Like one of the things that was great about it, but also killed it, was the fact that you have this rookie premiere every year, and if you're not familiar with how football works, is they pick about 45 to 50 guys prior to the season, mostly skill positions, mostly quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, some tight ends. Very few defensive guys, maybe one or two, and those are the guys that are in products through the year. So they're signing them to exclusive deals, or they're signing them to long-term deals where they're signing all these stickers, and they're going to be in Mosaic, they're going to be in Prism, they're going to be, and you could rest assured that Joe Burrow is going to be in every single product. Well, when Contenders comes around, they get 300 guys. So not only do you have those guys like your Joe Burrows, you've extended it to guys that maybe started halfway through the season, or they were like a backup running back that now got the start. So we've seen guys like Antonio Brown, who was like a 6th rounder in 2010. He didn't have cards anywhere else. He had it in Contenders, right? So you're like, wow, Antonio Brown's in here. That's a cool chase. If you remember Victor, Mr. Salsa Dance guy from the
Victor
Giants.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Victor Cruz did not have autos, was not a rookie premier guy. He was in Contenders, right? So they've kept that same philosophy of getting every single rookie in there. But now with Fanatics, signing C.J. Stroud and, not having C.J. Stroud autographs or Drake May, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels. So now you can't get those autographs, but, casual fans are opening these boxes and they're getting one guy they heard of out of the 6 autos. And there really hasn't been like a late round guy like in the last 7 years that's like become a Victor Cruz or has become an Antonio Brown, right? So it's like, so I think that's what's kind of burned out collectors on Contenders is like, oh, I have like a one, and you only get one on-card auto in a box out of the 6 autos. So that is your shot at one big name, and then the rest are going to be like 5th, 6th, 7th round linemen. And people just don't like that.
Well,
and I think it's been the death of Contenders.
And you used to get 2 per box. You used to get
two
used to get 2,
autos,
and then sometimes like back in the day, you'd get like a bonus. You get like a 3rd on-card auto. So I mean. Yeah, I think the checklist has unfortunately kind of watered the product down. And the other thing I don't love about Contenders is that the format, they did change. I do like the new format. It used to be like 20 packs. Now it's, 6 packs, so you get 1 auto every pack.
Except for that one that has like that parallel.
Except for the one that has the parallel. But they haven't done anything with the base. The base cards have always been literally filler cards.
Maybe the most meaningless, kind of worthless base.
I mean,
of any product.
If there was any product that needed a kaboom type of card, or a downtown, or a color blast, or one of these tons and tons of short print cards that Panini has hit out of the park, Contenders needs it.
Yep.
More than anything, and it's never had it.
I think you saw kind of Top Signature is basically their take, I feel like, on Contenders, and you can see how they've sort of refined it and iterated on it. Like, there's way less base in that product, but it's literally the same. Like, the cards are framed in the same way. You get all the autos, and it's a huge auto checklist. So yeah, that's the thing. I think that's always been the thing with Contenders is like, if you see our breaks, it's literally just shoot, just take all that base and get out of the way. We don't need to see that. I've seen people like at card shows
open up Contenders and literally just go straight to the auto
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
break it near
No
a
reason.
trash can
Yeah.
and just start throwing and
Gosh.
all the base away.
If while we're on the topic of Contenders, before we get more into Bowman, I got to shout out a low-key favorite of mine was I always enjoyed breaking Contenders baseball. It's like just thought value-wise, hard to beat.
Yeah,
5
especially when they had the
autos.
college licensing.
Yeah.
Like Stanford or
5 autos, and you pretty consistently got one pretty notable prospect. I'll go back to when I was breaking a lot of it when I first started here. He who shall not be named prospect of the Tampa Bay Rays came out a lot, and that was a big hit at the
Evan
time.
Longoria.
Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly. Evan Longoria. Yeah, that was always a pleasant surprise and always a fun rip, and those breaks were really popular too. So it's Contenders baseball is a product I miss.
Yeah, and then you go to the flip side of things, and Bowman has really kind of like changed over the years for the better in a way. Like you look at when we started it in 2009, that was a Trout year. It was when I started getting back into buying boxes, and it was just one auto, and it was one format, and they had they had just simple colors: gold, blue, red, superfractors. There's about 6 parallels of the base and the base autos. And then it's progressed into, they've had the jumbo. Then they have the Breaker Delight now, and they have the HTA. And I think what they've also done a great job is not only is Fanatics, superior at marketing compared to Panini, but they've included the mangas now, the case hit mangas. So they've included the retro fractors where, maybe a guy hasn't had a first Bowman. So you have like Josh Gibson over the years. You had Pete Rose. And they have a new one every year for that. And I think they've really kind of retooled it, where Contenders has just been like, well, we're just going to keep it the same, pretty much, other than change the pack format a little bit, add some numbers here and there. Contenders has remained the same, where Bowman has become probably the best-selling brand for baseball because it has 3 different sets and it has multiple SKUs. I think clearly, to me, the winner is Bowman.
I got a question for you. What's your guys' since there is so many different configurations in the Bowman line, and I'm talking Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft, Bowman Flagship. What's your guys' favorite Bowman to rip? I'm talking about configuration.
Yeah.
So Doug just brought up, they have jumbo. At one point they had a hobby. They have super jumbo. They have HTA. They have Breaker Delight. And they all have their own little, obviously, configuration. But what's your guys' favorite to rip? If you guys are going to rip a box, are you going to go a jumbo box? Are you going to go a Delight box? You going for something that's just nothing but autos? Or you want some of that base? You want some parallels?
I think that where the demise of Bowman is the base. I mean, yeah, there is some value in the chromes and stuff like that, but they've also messed around. It's like a guy only has a Bowman chrome in this set, and then he has an auto in the other set, and it's the same image. I think I didn't like how they just did the 3 autos. I think they finally have fixed that. They've made that an HTA version where it is going to be the 3 autos, but there's like 7 other cards. That's my favorite.
I think with Bowman Chrome, they're definitely doing that this year.
I think they're starting to do it for every single SKU now.
I will say that I like going back to the old school and the traditional jumbo SKU, where you're going to get 3 autos.
It's like 8 packs.
It's like 12 packs.
Yep.
12 packs. And to jump on my least favorite configuration, Super Jumbo.
Super jumbo.
Because and I think they've been doing it since, I want to say 2015 was the first year that Draft came out with Super Jumbo.
2014.
Could have been 2014.
Year, yeah.
Okay, so 2014. And we've ripped it a lot over the years. And they've never been able to figure out a pack configuration that works for anybody. For shops, for people who are watching breaks, for breakers. They always have the 1 pack on the bottom that has the auto and the 1 pack on top that is just going to be filler, which makes no sense.
Yep.
At some point, they got to fix that.
And I think the philosophy there was, okay, we're going to put a Super Jumbo product out that a shop can sell 5 packs. So you take a $700 or $800 box, whatever they sell for now, they've gone up so much. And then you can buy this pack, and you're going to have a good amount of base on the one side, and you're going to have an auto on the other side. And that's like, I can get it for $150. So I think that was the philosophy on it. But yeah, it definitely is the worst breaking experience ever. So
Yeah, I think Jumbo is the one I'd lean towards too. And it also felt like maybe this is more the last few years, but it felt like when you added in like, oh, you're guaranteed 5 autos. Usually the 5 autos, I would rather get the Jumbo with the 3 because I feel like odds are the 3 autos you're going to get one that's better than any of the 5 autos.
Or
you get out of Super Jumbo.
Or I feel like it's pretty consistent with Jumbos. You're going to get like one auto is either going to be a colored refractor auto or just a refractor auto. It's not going to be a base auto where I feel in Super Jumbo. Like I've
All
ripped a
base
lot
autos.
of a lot of base autos.
All
a
base
lot of
autos.
boxes that are all base autos.
Yep.
And what they've done, I mean, the downside of creating the Breaker Delight SKU is now the base are all unique to that SKU. So now you have the geometrics, right? So now you just muddy down the golds. Instead of having a gold wave, a gold lava, now there's a gold geometric too. So it's like, that's the downside of the base part. But I like the fact that I could just get my autos quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could all probably agree that there's probably too many parallels in the Bowman SKU.
Yeah, but you gotta.
Oh, yeah.
I get you got to
And now
make
you've
more,
got your
but
snack ones too,
like-
which are a hit, but
like
yeah.
you go back and I mean you go back to maybe 2012 and I mean it was like red, gold, blue, and then regular refractor,
yeah.
So
super refractor.
Now you've got
I
grass green,
would never I no idea. I would
lunar.
say there's probably 25 parallels. So we went from like 5 parallels to 25 parallels.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's more than 25.
There
A lot more. Yeah.
There might be 50. I don't know.
Honestly, that might be about right.
So who
It's
you guys
about
voting
50.
for?
I'll just say this before we vote. I think if we split these two products up to the other side of the bracket, this would decide the bracket. I think Bowman versus Contenders to me is almost like a finals before the finals. Maybe I'm off base with Transcendent in the cup. I'm disrespecting them, but to me, I would put those as almost like these are the finals before the finals. But that's just me. Not the actual final, but for this bracket, I should say. But that said, Bowman. That's my pick.
Man, I just go back to the whole like, if I'm gonna walk into a card shop and I have a price is not an issue, am I gonna go a box of Contenders, or am I gonna go a box of Bowman? And probably gonna go Bowman.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, the thing about, and I like that analogy because you can we had a story like this where you open a box of Contenders and you don't hit, let's just say you're doing 2024, and I know those guys don't have autos in there, but you open a box and you get you don't get one of the quarterbacks, you're going home, you're like, I didn't do very well, right? You're like, I spent $300 and I got nothing, right? Bowman. We had the story. We opened up 2017 Bowman when it came out, and we pulled a Ronald Acuna Blue. We had no idea who he was, never heard of him. Went in a box, and then all of a sudden, 2 or 3 years later, this guy's potential MVP, All-Star, and we're like, okay. So I think with what I'm trying to say is that you can open a box of Bowman, and you may not think you got the main guy at the time, or you did not hit James Wood or Dylan Cruz at the time. But you got this guy who's, he's 4th in the, Pirates organization, and there's a chance, so there's you can you can go home and be like, well, I'm going to put these away. I'm going to check back in a couple years, right? So you don't feel like you're completely burned on Bowman.
Yep.
Even though at the eventual end of it, you probably were. But there's a little bit of hope in your eyes that you might have the next Mike Trout. You might have the next Ronald Acuna in your pack. You might have the next Cal Raleigh. You might have those guys.
You don't feel like you instantly skunked. You're like, well, hey, I don't know who these guys are, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there's somebody.
Oh, this kid's 17. All right. Well, hey, there's a chance.
We saw it this year. We saw it in the middle of summer with Jacob Mizorowski, where that wasn't a guy anyone was chasing. And then he suddenly had a super fractor that sold for $50,000.
Right.
It happens.
It happens. You don't hear that as much with Contenders. All right. So we got Transcendent versus the Cup.
Yes. Transcendent versus the Cup, going a little two pretty high-end ones. Transcendent, I'm interested to hear what you guys think of Transcendent, a product that is not what it was a couple of years ago. where obviously it is ultra high end. You're getting those cut autos and everything, but it's also like the break itself was like, well, we all, even though they're huge cards, like you just kind of know exactly what you're getting. There's a couple of things they'll throw in, surprises that you don't get in everyone.
Well,
but
that's where it used to be,
right?
And
now it's not that.
Now it's not quite that, and I got to say, it started in 2015. It was, obviously a huge price point. And I would say for years there was, we would do a couple cases, and back for the first 6-7 years of the product, they would only make 100 cases. So there would only be 100 cases out there at max. I mean, I think at one point the Otani one, they only made 50. They only made 50 Transcendent Asia at the time, which was Otani and Ichiro. And those ones all included a guaranteed pass to the Transcendent Party, and I think that's where this whole thing is a game changer. And I don't know if like you're comparing cardboard stock to cardboard stock. It's almost not fair because Transcendent is an experience, and as we've been to 8 or 9 of them, I don't even know, I've lost count. The experience in the past, I know it's an item that you get in a break, and if you're in a break, you're probably not buying a Transcendent product yourself. Maybe a few of you are. But you get that thing, and it's valued at like $5,000. But the experience of like being able to, I mean, I've met Otani, I've met Mike Trout, or no, you guys met Mike Trout. I met Ken Griffey, I met Chris Bryant, I met Hank Aaron, I've met Barry Bonds now, all from Transcendent events. Also, they had a Bowman one where I met Gorman, Luciano, and Torkelson. So, I mean, not quite panned out on those ones yet, but these events.
They've also had like WWE.
They've had WWE Transcendent, which
they had a tennis Transcendent.
They had a tennis one. So I think that's where this is like almost unfair against the Cup because the experience is unparalleled. They've never done a utility item in terms of this Transcendent, and who knows with the NBA license, with the NFL license, Disney. I mean, maybe we.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, maybe
you get a meet Mickey.
Meet Mickey.
I mean, maybe Patrick and from SpongeBob will be able to go into the sea and the pineapple and
you go scuba diving.
Yeah.
With SpongeBob and Patrick.
So
that'd be
experiences. The Cup is the Cup. Cup is always, it's kind of like the afterthought of Exquisite. It's like what Exquisite has become, and they do have Exquisite cards in there. So if you're a fan of Exquisite, this is like the only way to get your fix is through the Cup, and it's through Cup Hockey. And really is one of the nicest high-end. If you want to look at like blindly, if you don't like any sports, you just like the look of a card, the Cup is probably the nicest looking cards out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you going?
I gotta go Transcendent. Sorry.
Okay.
I try to give Cup a little flowers.
I think those cards. You're right. I do feel like we need to push that. Like they look amazing. These cards are some of the best looking cards. Absolutely. If we're just comparing the cards themselves here of these two products, but you're right. You can't separate everything else Transcendent.
And Transcendent now, if you look at the latest version, they have bat knobs, bat plates. They have crazy cut autos. They have MLB silhouette logo bands. They've even introduced those chrome cards too now.
Yep.
The Transcendent chrome cards.
I think they're kind of the last couple of years feels like they are almost preparing for like, all right, well, let's make this a product where we can make it football, basketball, all these things where it's not where there's more variety. There's a little more mystery to what you're getting that I think you can throw in people who are huge flawless NT collectors for basketball and football. So, hey, come over here to Transcend and see what we got over here. Plus, you have the added incentive of potential parties and all that you can get.
Yeah, I think Transcendent, their configuration and the variety that they have now in the last year, maybe 2 years, is definitely trending in the right direction. Adding to that, you don't get a pass every box that you open. Now, I think it's about 1 in every 5 boxes, I think, roughly, you get a pass. But they also have included another tier of pass. I think there's like 10 of them, where now you get like this ultimate experience. Not only you get to go to the VIP party, but I think there was one in Baltimore that you were able to like watch a game with Cal Ripken Jr. I believe in San Francisco they did something similar.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Barry Bonds or Buster Posey, but the event itself was Barry Bonds. So.
I think that stuff is, I mean, yeah, it's once in a lifetime experiences that no other card product that can really compete with. That being said, it's not going to be all praise for Transcendent, because you go back to the first 6-7 years of it, for being an ultimate premium high-end product, it was one of the worst rips that you would ever see, because every single card was the same exact. Like, the base sets were going to be the same, the autograph sets were going to be the same. The only thing that was going to be different was there was going to be a different parallel in there. You had the cut auto, which was going to be one of the most exciting things that you were going to be able to see out of it. The 101 Superfractor, but like, for an ultra high-end $25,000 product, it wasn't a great, exciting rip.
The way it was before. Yeah.
Way it was before. Also, a lot of those Transcendent cards coming out of, like, you know, a Cal Ripken Jr. Transcendent card autograph would sell for the same as a Cal Ripken Jr. Topps Tribute, which is a $20,000 price difference. More than that.
Right.
Yeah.
So my thing is that, yeah, the party's great, the experience is amazing. The cards themselves do not do very well in the secondary market. For coming out of a $25,000 product, they don't sell for as much as they should. That is where I'm going to turn it to the Cup and basically say, well, that's quite the opposite, because there is some absolute crazy nosebleed cards you can get out of the Cup, and it's the industry standard. You've seen huge cards sell for McDavid and Bedard. They have the RPA shields in there. I think from a market standpoint and a collector standpoint and a breaking standpoint, not an experience standpoint, I'm going to go the Cup.
All right.
So you're going to have to decide. Cody's going to have to be the decider here.
And for me, I have been thinking of it from the perspective of, what is the product? What do the cards look like? What do we get out of this thing? And there's no doubt that the cards in Transcendent are huge. The cut autos are huge. And it's, I think, one of the most improved products in the last couple of years. The breaking experience is just more exciting. It's more fun just watching the breaks the last couple of years. But yeah, I think I'm going with Dan here. I think I'm going the Cup. I think it's because it is kind of like Bowman. The same argument we used to have for Contenders. For Contenders, it used to be that's the biggest football auto you want. For Bowman, that's the biggest baseball auto you want. For the Cup, that's the biggest hockey card of any player. Their rookie shield or rookie patch auto, that is the card you want, and they look fantastic. So
It's cool if you guys don't like an open bar and free food.
Look, I love
athlete.
it.
I mean,
I love it.
Could talk to Hank Aaron for an
no,
hour.
I mean, it's tough, but like, we're talking product, we're not talking experience.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Cup is more widely out there for more people to be accessible to more people.
Yeah, I think that counts for something too.
You can get it at Tim Hortons too, I think, right? I mean, they probably have that.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Probably get a cup at the Tim Hortons.
Can you get the Cup at Tim Hortons holding on to the Cup?
You can't get the Cup at Tim Hortons.
You get
I
your
was gonna say,
poutine, though, right?
maybe you can get like an SP Authentic if you're lucky.
No reason to knock poutine.
Shout out to
no
love
reason. I mean,
poutine. Shout out to our Canadian listeners.
I mean, French fries, gravy, and cheese.
It's like unbeatable.
I mean,
Why?
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you take 2 bites and you're full for 3 days, but yeah.
It's fine.
Who's the greatest Canadian athlete of all time?
Oh,
Gretzky?
yeah, it's still
Gotta be Gretzky.
Gretzky, yeah.
It's a
Although
great-
we're probably like missing like a big Olympic athlete who I couldn't do. Like,
What's the greatest Canadian band of all time?
Nickelback.
Oh,
Rush?
Rush is probably.
Rush came to mind first.
Rush is probably. I'm not a big Rush fan. I actually
Avril Lavigne.
I would prefer Nickelback over Rush.
Right.
But
Shania Twain, she Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shania also. She's up there.
Will Ferrell's he's
Well, Ferrell's not.
no.
Jim Carrey is.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's Canadian. Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Justin
true.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
And
Bieber.
and
yeah.
Drake, right?
Drake is Canadian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Degrassi fame, yes.
Yeah.
that drink.
So yeah, we're still going Rush, right?
We're going Rush, and we're going the Cup.
All right. Well, now it's like the Cup versus Bowman. I mean,
Oof.
do we even have a shot here?
Look, Bowman. Here's the argument too for Bowman.
This is like San Jose State versus like Ohio State here.
It kind of feels like it. I know. And the thing
I'm confused here. Which one's San Jose State?
Yeah. Okay. Well then.
Oh no. Yeah.
Let's hear it. I want to hear Dan's argument.
Well,
Just everything. I mean, everything we said. It's
everything.
still the quality.
Everything we said. I mean, oil drop RPA Connor McDavid.
It's a beautiful card. It's incredible.
Just saw the RPA of Connor Bedard, the Shield.
Yeah.
At the National.
To me, though, it's Bowman too. There's history here too. You know,
Bowman too. Is that another parallel they're going to come out
That's
with?
right.
They can come up with Bowman Jr.
When I have to really dig deep of like, why is this the one? I will tap into the history of the product. There are so many iconic cards from Bowman through years and years. Obviously, this
Maybe going back to Pujols Ichiro.
right. Hell, you could go back to the 50s. You can go back to like Willie Mays, stuff like that. Like there are iconic cards, and then obviously the resurgence in the 2000s of the Bowman brand coming back, and now being a force. And on top of it all, now you throw in. We haven't even talked about Bowman University stuff, which we looked a couple weeks ago about like the college market, but we were just talking about all the NFL players a few weeks ago of like who's their biggest cards, and they're all Bowman University stuff, which I was like, wow, this stuff is really has has a ton of value that is holding on through into their NFL careers. So, but obviously it's baseball first, and the biggest baseball cards are out of Bowman. The chase, there's no other chase quite like it, where there is still the feeling of like, hey, I don't know if this is if I won on this break or won on this box, but you never know down the road. And I think that to me is always so much fun collecting this stuff. And I gotta go Bowman. It's that's maybe going with my heart, but I gotta go Bowman.
Bowman it is. Moving on to the finals.
Boom. No explanation needed.
Well, I mean, I was probably going to end up going Bowman
Sure.
anyway, but I was like,
Yeah.
look, we gotta have like a little bit of an argument.
Yeah.
I mean, Cup had to get there somehow,
The
right?
Cup is a fantastic product, absolutely
Just got done
deserving
talking
of being,
about how great it was,
Yeah.
and then it gets into the next round. It's
it just
over.
gets
Done.
throttled.
Because I think we had to have it like a per capita upper deck. It was like, you know.
Yeah, the Cup absolutely deserving of a top 8 spot, but hard to deny Bowman. That's again, it's hard to deny.
So the battle is going to be between Prism and the shiny category. This is going to be the final, so stay tuned for the next episode. Weigh in on your
Yes.
number one. So you got Prism. You have Flagship baseball tops. You have Flawless, and you have Transcendent. I'm just kidding. You have Bowman.
Bowman. Doug
And
wanted
you have
to give it
Bowman.
to Transcendent.
I love Transcendent.
Yeah, it is. Look, I get it.
Transcendent didn't even make it out of the first round.
That's a heck of a Final Four.
It is.
I feel like that's right too. Like if I was looking at this, and you told me that's the Final Four, I go, yeah, that sounds about right. I could see some changes here or there, but Prism, Flagship, Flawless, Bowman. That feels that's a strong 4. It's gonna be tough.
All right, well, tune into the next show, guys. Make sure you hit that follow, subscribe to all of our content here. And if you'd like to break any of these products, head on over to Mojobreak.com and jump in a break where everything's scheduled. Everything's guaranteed to break, and we've been doing it there for over 15 years. And we'll see you guys on the final bracket episode next week. Peace out.